Hello and welcome to another update video. In this video we're going to take a look at the Cardano chart and take a look at the updated Elliott Wave scheme. So we take a look at the updated Elliott Wave count that I've done. It took me quite a while, but I think I'm very confident that we have potentially seen the low now. Yeah, it's not guaranteed, but it has this move today has increased the chances that we continue our way to the upside. It hasn't completely neutralized the potential further correction into the target range between 150 and 180 for Cardano, but it has significantly reduced the chance that we come back into that. And I'm going to take you through that. That's all based on the Elliott Wave method. So far, to be honest, the Elliott Wave method or count videos, they have been the most accurate ones. But we'll get into that in a second. But they take me the most time as well. So that's why, I'm just doing this part-time, so I can't, do every video and do every count, every video. So it's difficult, but we'll get there. It's worth it. Bitcoin still 63K, yeah, slightly below that at the moment, or slightly above, depending on which exchange. But yeah, just about here, right at 63K. Not quite there where we need to get to, but yeah, Cardano, even though it's looking a bit weaker than, for example, Solana today, it has done something very important. And we'll start with Bitcoin very briefly. I talked about the main thing that I wanted to communicate earlier today. We need to get above that wave B, which is at 63.6K. So we have done that very briefly, but we dropped below that, exactly below that level again. You can see that. I'll just highlight that level here as a horizontal. There you go. And we've dropped below that yesterday. Since then, we've been below. Today, we've done something significant here as well. We have dropped again below the 20-day moving average. So first of all, here in that candle, on the 4-hour chart, we touched the 20-day moving average. We bounced off. In the next candle, we tried to come down again to 60K, even below that. And I did tell you, on the Bitcoin chart, that I wasn't sure if we had seen the low yet. Because while we came into my target area that I talked about when we were up here, I did talk up here about a potential five-wave move to the downside, which we did. And then I talked about this target range, and we actually touched it. And that was already very sort of bullish, because look how quickly that was all bought up. Today we've tried to bring the price below 60K again, and how bullish it was bought up again. In my view, that's a bullish sign, absolutely. Could be wrong, nobody has a crystal ball, but this looks very, very, very strong. So we didn't push the price down to that target range anymore. And even though we haven't managed to get above 63.6K yet, at least not sustainably, I think we are going to get there. It's looking increasingly strong, Bitcoin. Now let's take a look at Cardano. Cardano, I just want to talk about Elliott Waves today. We are now at 207. Even though we were already at, I think, 215 today, it is something very significant. I want to talk about that. If we just, what are Elliott Waves? Just briefly, Elliott Waves, here you can basically, in the most simple wave structure, if you don't know what it is, the theory basically says that markets always move in the same pattern, people always behave in a similar way, and then that basically results in always the same patterns in charts. Now, this is the most simple pattern. Would be great if it was always that simple. Of course it isn't. There are, I don't know how many different 30, 40, 50 different patterns just for these basic moves, but it doesn't matter. I don't want to bore you here. I've been using them for quite a long time, and they are very reliable, and they've worked really well for crypto, honestly. And if you've been following me on this channel, you will know that the last target that I gave you for Cardano, we hit it not even with a difference of a cent. So it was crazy, and I've been talking about that target for weeks, actually for 2 months, and we've come down exactly by a cent difference to that target level. So I love the Elliott Wave method. It's just a bit complicated, and it takes a long time to really get the count right. But for you guys, I do that, and I think it adds some value. And that is basically what it is. You get a five-wave structure, five-wave move into the trend direction. Now that could be up or down, and then against the trend direction, you get an ABC structure here, 1, 2, 3. So ABC. And where are we now? So basically, in the grand scheme of things, I want to show you, just remind you of where we are. Let's take a look at the weekly here, and on the Cardano chart. So we started back here. That was actually back in 2017, 2018 with a huge wave 1 to the upside. Now that wave 1, you would, if we went into much detail there, you would see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s and ABCs in here, yeah, within that wave one. And within, for example, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave, you would find further 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves. So, you know, you can go really, really small and really, really into detail. But here, this would just take too long. So we don't do it all and it wouldn't make a difference. So basically wave 1, wave 2 goes down, and wave 3 we currently are in. And that is the biggest time frame, yeah? The white number 1, the white number 2, and the white number 3 is somewhere up here. So that will be somewhere up here probably. Then we've got, we are currently in wave 3, right? As you can see there, this one here. So within that wave 3, we are currently in another wave 3, which is the green one here. So if I zoom in, you can see that we made a wave 1 back here in 10th of May in that week, yeah? And then we came down the week after in wave 2. Since then we have been in wave 3. Wave 3 is normally the longest wave, which explains why this is taking so long. This is not wave 4, because in wave 4 we would we cannot come down into wave 1 price area, and we are there at the moment, right? So this is still wave 3 accordingly, and the wave 3 would take us to at least 440, 450, yeah? At least, been talking about that for a while, at least. So that is the next move to the upside then. And however, if we go into more detail, I'll do that now. I'll go to the 4-hour chart. That works quite well actually. A bit larger here so that you can see it. So first of all, and let me just go to the Binance chart. On the Binance chart, I showed you for this triangle here. No, this is not Binance. I didn't want to go to Binance. Sorry, I wanted to go to Kraken. There you go. With this triangle here, within which we have been trading for a while, I showed you that A, B, C, D, E pattern. That was also a Elliott Wave pattern, a triangle pattern. And I told you back then that based on that, A, B, C, D, E, we would come out of the opposite side of the triangle, which, to be honest, we did. Okay. So after the ABCDE, I started counting again. Okay, so ABCDE completed. That's pretty much the completed triangle. We came to the downside. How do we start counting then here? Well, I did that today, and again, it always takes time to do it. Basically, I came to the conclusion that this down here must have been a wave 1. This up here, a wave 2, right? And you need to think about it the other way around, right? We had this pattern here, well, we think it this way now, because this was a downtrend. We came down out of the triangle to the downside, which means it's a downtrend, which means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goes down. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 can be identified. Just need to identify, you know, is it really a downtrend? That's the thing. So 1, 2, wave 3 was this one, and then wave 4 would have been this one. But I just said that with wave 4 you cannot come into wave 1 price area, which is what we did. Based on that, that indicates that this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3 to the down, this downtrend is actually invalidated. Yeah, there shouldn't be now another move to the downside. That there could be one. It's not completely neutralized. You can then think about different counts, but this is actually a very significant move. And it significantly improves the chances now that we actually continue our way to the upside. Yeah, there is still a potential move to the downside possible, but it's now drastically reduced. The probability is drastically reduced. Now, I bought more ADA today, and I will buy, should we really drop once more, which I think is now less likely. It is still possible, everything's still possible, and you can probably find another solution then for it in the chart that still confirms with the Elliott Wave method. But that move today that we cut that wave 1 increases significantly the chances that we continue our move up. So I bought today because this could really be the beginning of a new uptrend, yeah. And we hit my target level anyway already with 181. That's just what I said about hitting that when I talked about that 181 level in the middle of September, and we hit it. And I said if we hit that, I would have loved to come a little bit lower, but okay. If we hit that, from then on, we should really see that impulsive move to the upside. And that, I think, is currently forming because we cut that level that wave 1, which is great, which is actually a good and bullish sign. Now, as I said, we can still come down once more. And if we do, I would then buy more. But yeah, I've bought more today because I'm, you know, not convinced, but it is more likely now that we continue to move finally to the upside. It's looking good. It's looking good. So that is how I solved this based on the Elliott Wave method. It's looking good, and based on this, we can now continue our way to the top of wave 3, which is at least 440, 450, which is the 1.618 extension level, which is the target level for the wave 3, but it normally is overshooting. So you would find yourself somewhere between 1.618 and, well, maybe the 200%, maybe the 2.618, maybe even higher. Yeah, so it is exciting. It is exciting. It's really exciting, even though most people still think it's moving slower than Solana, which it is doing at the moment. But bear in mind, this cryptocurrency here has so much to catch up, and there are more and more bullish news coming out. I feel something big is coming. It doesn't mean that needs to happen now tomorrow or next week. It could even be another couple of weeks or so, but it is an important step in the right direction. So hopefully you liked that video today. If you did, please smash the like button, and if you want to follow me on this crypto journey, please subscribe. Thanks a lot. Bullish news. Bye bye.